What is up, fellow benchwarmers? Welcome to our weekly episode of Fantasy Benchwarmers. It's been a while. I mean, parang feeling ko namimiss ko na yung daily na episodes namin Daily Quickies. Sabi ko kay Eric, baka dapat ibalik namin kasi yung habit na wala na kaya parang tagal na naman since the last episodes. So hope you guys are doing well. Of course, kasama natin. My name is first Jeremy Tan. And kasama natin si Komish. Ano, Komish?
Hello guys.
Daily?
Oo nga Nakakamiss.
Nakakamiss. Parang wala tayong ginagawa. Pag pag daily.
Hindi.
Pag wala daily.
We'll try to have more episodes. Busy rin si Jeremy kasi.
May mga pinaplan kami, hindi lang ma-execute pa, pero wala lang siguro wala rin kasing sense of urgency kasi syempre tapos na rin yung season. So parang we try to do other things rin naman. Syempre may trabaho rin kami, pero we'll try to release more in the upcoming week. So for this week, of course, as always with every week, may special guests kami, and our special guest, nag-guest na namin siya before, pero dun sa live Daily Fantasy Quickie namin. It's all about fantasy, so today we'll talk more about the playoffs. Of course, guest natin, kaka-graduate lang, bagong graduate, diba? And we heard that, pala siya, he'll eventually leave us. Nakakalungkot naman. Pero okay lang. We hope for... Hindi pa ba? Ha?
Secret pa lang.
Secret pa. Ano mo kailangan i-secret?
Magulang ko lang nakakalam
Alam na ng buong Pilipinas. Alam na ng buong Pilipinas.
Hindi pa alam ng mga girlfriends niya. Sino yung may iwan. Iwan ko na. Bigla na lang aalit. Pero please welcome AJ Velasco. AJ, kumusta?
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me once again. So excited to talk real basketball this time with you guys. Kasi syempre iba yung perspectives natin sa basketball in real life tsaka sa fantasy.
Yep, definitely. So, secret pa pala yung sinabi ni AJ. So, kalimutan nyo na yun. So, kamusta? Kamusta ka?
Okay naman, sir. Medyo, kaka-graduate lang. Daming time to... Hello? Nawala ba ako, sir?
Hindi. Okay. Medyo delayed na ng konti, but you're good.
Sige lang.
Okay. Ay, sorry. Okay. Ako ba kinakamusta mo, sir? Si Com?
Hindi, ikaw.
Wala akong pakialam dyan kay Com ko. Kinakamusta ko yan araw-araw.
Okay.
Tama, ikaw ang importante.
Okay naman siya, Tom. Okay, maraming time ngayon, kaka-graduate lang. Nagulat ako. Nakanood ako ng basketball game sa umaga nang hindi nagigilty. Kasi hindi ko pinapanood yung prof ko. Pagturo.
Di sabay.
Na-enjoy naman. Tsaka nakakanood na ako ng guilt-free ngayon. Kasi syempre, before, papanood mo mga players mo. Ngayon naman nakapanood ko yung mga gusto ko lang panoorin talaga.
Na-enjoy. Without worrying about the stats.
Dati nasa-stress ako
Yun talaga pag fantasy.
Stress ako panoorin pag fantasy No?
Tama. Ganun talaga.
Lalo na kay mga Rashawn Holmes, mga ganun. Pero okay lang yan. Tapos na.
Kaya okay rin yan pag playoffs. Unfortunately, yung team mo ba, wala na, di ba? Golden State ka, di ba?
Yung Golden State wala na. Okay, pero big fan ako ni Trae Young kaya Atlanta ako right now. De joke lang. Pero gusto ko lang support si Trae kasi I really like his game. Kahit sinasabi nila medyo foul merchant. Pero alam mo yun, masaya. mamaya. Pero
exacto,
he's a really talented player. Tapos at the same time, kasi syempre, tsaka diba syempre may Luka trade, doon ako sa mas hipster na kay trade. Doon ako sa hindi ganun kasikat. Ganun.
Sikat
pero
din naman.
I really like his game din.
Sikat din naman si Trae.
Sikat si Trae, pero very rare nga yung mga Trae fans.
Hindi nga nag-all-star All-star.
Hindi.
Very rare.
Pero stuck kasi si
Pero to be honest, he reminds me
Yeah, sige, go.
But he
Go
reminds me
ahead.
a lot of Steph Curry then when he was young.
Mm.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of Steph when he was young. Lalo na yung 2012, 2013. Alam mo yung everybody will overlook them. They were always saying na, alam mo yan, may kulang lagi. He's too small. He plays too one-dimensional. Shooter lang, ganun. Pero I'm really happy na he's developing his game more than just a shooter. He's more of a playmaker. Tsaka mali nga yung comparison na Steph Curry, di ba? He's more of a playmaker like Steve Nash. Like, parang yung idol nga niya. So,
I guess Steve Nash with a little more offensive skills.
Yeah. Mas scorer.
Nakita ko, Damon Stoudemire, parang ganun.
Grabe, Damon Stoudemire. Ano ba yun? Parang compliment ba yun?
Oh, hindi. Damon Stoudemire was very good yung time na, well, hindi siya naging superstar like Steph. Pero, very good si Damon, lalo na nung Toronto days niya, nung siya yung nagdadala sa Toronto, which parang parallel kay Trey eh. Ang problem kasi kay Trey nga, I guess tama rin yung dad niya na parang bata pa. It's just yung body niya, it's just parang nag-buff pa lang. Kasi si Steph, kung nakita mo ngayon, hindi na siya mukhang payat di ba?
Yeah.
I mean, nag-grow out na yung body niya. Oh. So, kung ganun yung mangyayari kay Trey, then that will be good. Pero kung ganyan siya, kung ano yung weight niya ngayon, 150 pounds lang ata or 155.
Pero pag-usapan na, since nandun na tayo sa Trey Young kwentuhan, Knicks and Hawks. Okay. Si Com, who do you have?
I had the Knicks before the series started, pero obviously, mukhang dehado it's not looking good. Mukhang dehado. But I think the Knicks overachieved this season I only chose them because I was thinking their defense was gonna carry them. Plus the fact na yun nga, Atlanta is a very young team. Although New York din naman, young team din, pero may Derrick Rose, may Gibson, may Thibodeau. So feeling ko in the end, kasi feeling ko 7 games to So in the end, feeling ko experience will win out. Kaya pa naman na New York, pero it's looking good for Atlanta kasi nga Trey has been fearless sa playoffs
Unstoppable.
Diba? So, unstoppable. Fearless talaga siya. And he's shown na he likes the big stage. Wala siyang kaba, wala siyang takot. Wala siyang diba? So, talagang, I think that's the reason why it looks like it's gonna be Atlanta.
Ikaw, I would assume si AJ Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta. Atlanta bracket ko, mag-champion Ganun ako bias
Grabe naman yun.
7 games naman lahat. Hindi, para I mean, bracket ko naman Hindi naman mananalo yun pero alam mo yun. Para lang masabi na, wait, paano ba pag tumama, okay. Di ba? You never know. Pero I had the Hawks in 7 then. I had the Hawks in 7. Pero takot ako sa New York kasi I've been watching them the whole year kasi player ko si Randle So, I've seen how they play. Talagang malupit yung defense sila. Tapos, knowing the Hawks, I thought na yung defense ng Knicks magpe-prevail and mag-iiba yung laro ng Atlanta. Pero hindi. Parang mas gumanda pa nga yung laro ng Atlanta Ginanahan sila. Especially yung game 1 and 2. Yung game 2 lamang pa Atlanta. Doon nahabolan dahil kay Derrick Rose. Nag-shift yung momentum. Pero, ayun nga, I had Atlanta talaga. Kasi, mas maganda, mas wala sa game team nila when you look at it. Tapos sa season series, medyo, I think, malamang Atlanta na isang game. Nanalo sila. Pero Randle's been playing really well against the Hawks ng season. Doon ako worried. Tapos, na-surprise ako nung playoffs na. Doon siya medyo nawawala. Like, sobrang lala ng games niya. Sobrang baba ng field goal, tapos taking bad shots.
Yes.
Tapos, ayun, si Derrick Rose pa yung nagbumukhang star player nila di ba?
Doon ako medyo nagulat with Randle. Kasi parang hindi ko siya masyado napanood during the season. So parang, kung alam ko lang ganyan pala laro niya, hindi ko pinik si New York. Kasi, sobrang sagwa
naman? Siguro pwede na natin ipasok yung awards dito Kasi total, Randle na rin pag-uusapan, di ba?
Oh.
I think iba talaga pag playoffs. He dominated Atlanta in the regular season As in, I
He
think
did. He
30
scored
plus.
44.
44 or ano. Basta totally dominated niya yung Atlanta. Pero dito kasi, nung time natin na yun, Atlanta was missing some players eh.
Yeah.
Right now kasi, I think Atlanta has the DeAndre Hunter back. They have Collins.
Kompleto na sila eh.
Kahit
Si ano
Galinari.
lang wala,
They
Cam
have
Reddish.
Sino ba wala? Cam Reddish. Pero
Goodwin na injury. Goodwin.
pero I mean si Hunter kasi very good matchup din sa kanya. They have more bodies to throw at Randle.
Yeah.
So credit din kay Nate McMillan for the defensive adjustment kay Julius Randle. Pero yun nga, the story of the series, Randle and Trae Young. Two star players ko, no, 'di ba? Si Trae showing he's the real star player.
Yeah.
Ang
diba?
ano talaga?
Reggie Miller nga, 'di ba? He's being compared to Reggie Miller, 'di ba? Yan yung ginagawa niya ngayon.
Ang ano talaga for me,
the number one villain.
Yeah.
Yung Trae Young talaga parang for a top defensive team like New York. Hindi ko magets hindi nila mabantayan si Trae Young.
Mapakalit, di ba? Payato, tapos hindi nila mapigilan.
As in,
that's the crazy part about
isang
it.
move lang ginagawa ni Trae Young. Just one move. Yung magda-drive lang siya, tapos bigla niyang tawag sa shot na yun? Parang teardrop shot.
Hindi, meron ganun. Meron din bigla siyang hihinto para ma-foul.
Yun.
Diba?
I mean, pero yung teardrop na yun, walang makapigil eh.
Yung teardrop kasi, it's one of the newest weapons now.
Signature move niya na talaga eh.
Oh,
he got it from Derrick Rose.
From Tony Parker, I think.
But yeah, he has one of the best he has one of the best floaters sa NBA din. Kasi dun siya nabubuhay eh. Kasi he lessened down on the threes. That's the amazing part. Hindi na siya bumabato ng tres lagi. Yeah. He only hits like 1 or 2 threes a game. Pero he gets more free throws and he has better efficiency overall. Kaya feeling ko doon din na nanalo yung Atlanta kasi he stopped throwing stupid threes, yung mga airball niya before, and he started facilitating, which is the best thing he can do. That's his best trait, his playmaking.
The poise of Trae Young, yung sinabi mga AJ, parang sabi ni Nate McMillan na he's just kung anong binibigay ng defense, what the defense is giving him, he's adjusting. So, inaano siya sa 3 points eh. Parang they're denying him that eh. So, he's been adjusting and finding his teammates, yung floaters, yung foul baiting niya, which is very effective. So, yun. Sobrang yun ang story of the series talaga. I think.
And mukhang tagilid talaga yung Knicks dito in terms of but let's get back to Julius Randle for a bit, no? Do you think, given this type of performance so far sa playoffs, do you think he is worthy of a franchise player or?
Ano lang natin muna na Randle is the most improved player. No, yeah.
Which I think wala namang argument there.
Deserve.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yes.
Probably one of the clear-cut winners dun sa awards. Pero do you guys think franchise player material yan si Julius Randle? Or too early to tell?
AJ, ikaw, anong tingin mo?
Too early to tell. Pero the thing is kasi may recency bias towards kay Randle sa status niya as a franchise player. Kasi small sample size lang yung 3 games pero ang dami lang napapakita nito for Julius Randle, di ba? Like people were saying before the series started na he's gonna be King of New York and everything. Pero so far, the past 3 games, he hasn't even scored above 18 points, di ba? So, for me, I think he can be the franchise player or the best player in a championship team if he gets better players, obviously. Kasi he can't do it alone. And then, I think he has the tools kasi he can shoot, he can facilitate. And I think one underrated part of his game is his defense. It might not show sa stat sheet, lalo na sa fantasy, the steals and the blocks, but he can lock down any player. I think he has the size kasi he can defend KD, he can defend Giannis, he can defend guards and bigs. So I think if he polishes his defense more, I think he can be a franchise player. Pero ayun nga, if he can just start hitting his shots, more consistently, if he can bring his field goal to 46 above percent, I think he's gonna be a really deadly player in time.
Pero what are the chances of that happening?
Oh wait.
Parang mahirap yun
Has he peaked? Yeah, pero I think he can do it kasi, I mean, we've been doubting him since he left the Lakers, diba? And all he did was prove us wrong. So, what's stopping him from proving us wrong once again, diba? Feeling ko, I also medyo biased ako towards kay Randle because I like Julius Randle. Feeling ko lang, he can be better. And he can be the franchise player, eh. Nakita naman natin, eh. You saw how the Knicks are before the season. They're not even, sabi nga ni Com, they're achieved, eh. Pero aside from being overachievers, they won't be here if they didn't deserve it, diba? So, I think, the proper players pass to surround him to better expand his game. Feeling this was gagaling pa. Pero the tools are there. Everything is there actually. He just needs to do it, diba? And I think he can do it. Just not this series, hopefully not this series.
Mukhang malabo naman this series.
Tama.
Sana malabo.
Ikaw, Kong.
Tama yung sabi ni AJ. We have doubted him. I have doubted him personally. I didn't think na mangyayari itong season na to na ginawa niya. So, possible. But for me, the question is, si Blake Griffin ba during the Clippers, do you consider him a franchise player? So for me, parang ganun lang si Randle for me. Hindi ko sinabi yung game nila is the same. I think yung level where the ceiling of Randle is maybe what Blake was when he was in the Clippers. Parang ganun. Which is good. Pero Blake was never, for me, a real franchise player. It was really Chris Paul. So, in that sense,
not gonna lead you to a championship.
Yung sinabi ni AJ na you have to find the right pieces around him. So, maybe a right point guard, a right star guard around him para maging 1-2 punch. Pero definitely he's the 2 in the 1-2 punch. Hindi siya yung 1 sa 1-2 punch. That's how I feel about Randle. Okay? Feeling ko na hit na niya yung ceiling niya eh. I guess it could improve a little bit more, pero I don't think it will be much higher pa. Parang a little bit na lang siguro. Tapos nandun na. So he needs somebody younger than Derrick Rose siguro to be his partner. Somebody who can shoot also. Parang Chris Paul. Maybe Chris Paul.
Yeah, same for me. I don't think he can lead the team.
If this is a ceiling.
Yeah. Sige, go AJ.
If this is his ceiling, medyo okay na naman eh. I mean, he's averaging 24, 12, diba? Medyo okay na rin. Pero, feeling ko nga rin, medyo reaching sinabi ko na he can be a franchise player. Pero nakatuwa lang kasi yung ginagawa niya recently for the Knicks. Like, he rejuvenated the city, the franchise, and it really goes well with his character, diba?
Kami ni Jeremy
kasi he's been overlooked din, like the Knicks.
Hindi kami as Laker fans, dahil Laker yan. Laker fans tayo, di ba? So,
ayaw niyo talaga.
Hindi, kami ni Jay. So, parang may affection din kami for Julius Randle. We hope he really does well. Pero realistically, siguro ito na yung best.
Well, lahat naman, we hope they do well, di ba? Pero realistically for me, I think, yun nga, parang hindi siya someone who can lead a team talaga. A secondary option. I mean, he did well sa New York because sa totoo lang, there's really no one there to do it. Yun lang yung for me. Wala na iba eh.
Sa kanya na binigay eh.
Diba? So parang, pero if to say
Derrick Rose.
I mean, yun yung support niya, Derrick Rose. Pero for him to be able to get to the level like sina Giannis or maybe sino Durant or maybe too high na Durant or Harden.
Kahit na Tatum lang eh. Kahit na Tatum.
Ayan, mga Tatum.
Right now. Yeah.
Medyo hindi...
I mean, yung mga ka-batch niya, mga ka-level, mga ka-age niya, di ba?
Sino ba first pick dun sa
Ben
batch
Simmons.
Niya? I think...
Simmons ata.
Simmons ba?
Ay, hindi. 2015 sila Embiid
yata. Di ba second pick siya?
Sino?
Hindi, 7th yata si Randle.
7th lang si Randle. That was the draft of Andrew Wiggins. Yun. the weakest. Joel Embiid.
Oh yeah,
2014.
for one, he will definitely be better than Andrew Wiggins. So, sure na ako dyan.
I agree.
Sure
Pero
na ako
Joel
dyan.
Embiid, siyempre. Joel Embiid, hindi. Diba?
Hindi.
Pero,
ang tanong, will he reach that level? Joel Embiid, way higher eh.
Way higher na yan. I think yung level nga niya ngayon is, kumbaga, level...
Yun na yun.
All-star. I mean,
Yeah.
Blake Griffin nga. I mean, for me, yun na yun eh, Blake Griffin. Franchise player pa si Blake Griffin. Parang dati si Sean Kemp. Sean Kemp and Karl Malone, di ba? Parang sabihin mo, Karl Malone, franchise player. Pero si Sean Kemp, hindi. Di ba?
Yeah.
Pero nakaabot siya ng finals because of Gary Payton. So, yun
Yeah.
ang feeling ko kay Randle.
Perfect. I guess with that analogy, okay.
Yeah, that was a nice one.
Oo. Parang ganun.
Okay, so let's move on to other series muna before... sige, pag-usapan naman natin Jordan Clarkson. Jordan Clarkson won 6th Man of the Year. I'm sure another award na medyo hindi na kailangan i-contest or not really debatable in terms of kung sino pa yung iba. Medyo clear-cut winner si Clarkson here. Do you think ito na rin yung ceiling niya? Being a... Actually, ito, I think, ito na yung best role. 6th man for Clarkson.
Yeah. Pero he's been awful.
With the way he plays now.
Sobrang sagwa ng performance niya. I mean, yung decision-making, not only the shooting, the decision-making so far this series has been terrible for him. So, kaya nga, I asked that question, is this the ceiling? Kasi feeling ko yung IQ, yung decision-making and IQ niya, parang I don't think it will get any higher. So siguro 6th man, tama si Jeremy. For me, siguro 6th man talaga siya. I hope happy na siya doon. Kasi if he's gonna ask for more, dapat maggilas na lang siya. Kasi doon, malabang. Star player siya.
Star player.
Michael Jordan siya dito.
Michael Jordan siya dito. Pero hindi ako na-impress so far. Ewan ko, AJ, ikaw.
Tama si Com. Same kami ni Com. I think he hindi man hit his ceiling, but this is the best thing for him. Kasi I won't put him over anyone in any starting lineup in the NBA. Probably Buddy Hield siguro. Pero or someone in Golden State while Klay Thompson is out. Pero yeah, kasi ito na eh. Yun na eh. He's just a scorer. That's what we know. He's a scorer. He reminds me a lot of Monta Ellis actually. The way they play. Pero ma-shooter siya kay Monta. Tapos, pero all throughout his career, he's had his opportunities to become the starter, to produce as with big minutes. Pero wala eh. It's been 7 years, ganito pa rin. And I think it's not bad na ganito pa rin. 6th man. Daming successful 6th man players like Jamal, Lou Will, diba? And I think, yeah, he's pretty okay na. With this role, sana, okay na siya sa ganito role. Kasi he's been doing it really well. He's the 6th man in the number 1 team in the NBA. Diba?
Pero how do you rank? Tingin mo, can he be at the level of mga Jamal and Lou Williams? Or is he at that level?
Yeah, I think he can.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he can reach that level. I don't think he's there yet.
Yeah.
Kasi Jamal, kasi
sure.
he can take over games. Yeah. Tapos si Lou, he's proven it na rin eh.
Jamal Crawford, starter material talaga yan eh. In a different team eh.
Yeah. Nilagay lang siya sa bench para papaganda yung award eh.
So,
para bigay sa kanya award, di ba?
Ikaw, Je, so tingin mo si Jamal at Jordan parang di pa magka-level?
Hindi, malayo. Pero he can be better than Lou Will siguro. Better than Lou Will, pwede.
He can be or he is
He
already?
can be. Right now,
I mean, the
pa.
prime Lou Will,
right now, hindi pa. Pero
hindi
he
rin,
can be. He can be. If tuloy-tuloy lang siya, 6 man. Kasi, sino ba kalaban
Well,
niya 6
nakita na rin kasi natin eh.
Yung alin?
Si Ingles. Joe Ingles.
Joe Ingles.
Sino pa yung isa?
Derrick Rose. Diba? Ako, I would have, kung buong season si Rose sa New York, I would have picked si Rose as a 6th man.
Kung buong season.
Buong season, yeah.
Hindi, pero mainit si Clarkson throughout the season.
That's true though. Pero so far, siguro malas lang yung times na napanood ko siya. Like,
Huwag ka na manood.
Nakanood ako ng mga 3 Utah games sa regular season. Lagi siyang kalat.
Huwag mo na panoorin yung playoffs na Utah Jazz. Kasi
patas playoff pa.
Pero yeah, tama yung sinabi ni Com like he's not really good at decision making. He's better scoring the ball, pero when he's facilitating, you can see his assists 2 assists a game. Tapos wala.
Hindi ba siya known for that
So that explains a lot.
Hindi siya known for
but
that
he
type
can.
of play.
I mean, if he wanted to be good at it.
Yeah, pero I don't think gusto
pero
niya.
Lou will, diba? He can facilitate.
Yes.
Jamal can facilitate.
That's what I was thinking.
That's what separates them.
Yes. See, Jordan Clarkson kasi he doesn't know when to stop the dribble and diba? Parang pag nakuha niya yung bola, it's like, sige na.
Score. Bahala na, paano maka-score.
Minsan 1-on-3, 1-on-4, sige, go pa rin. So, minsan it hurts the team a lot kasi, fast break sa kabila So, diba? He misses and then fast break pa sa kabila. So, that's a backbreaker for me.
Parang bagay talaga siyang kapalit ni ni Donovan.
Donovan Mitchell.
Ganun. Pero naman sila maglaro
Pero I think the Utah Jazz, I think that's the way they want him to play. Kasi kulang na kulang din sila sa offense Kita mo pag wala si Mitchell, hirap na hirap sila sa offense.
That's true.
Tsaka Joe Ingles kasi can facilitate. So tama ka AJ.
Yeah.
They need a scorer.
Na ni AJ, na tumbok niya. Kasi yun nga, ang unang iniisip ko dyan, is he a product of Utah? Or magaling ba talaga siya? It's a sense na pag linagay mo si Clarkson, let's say, to another team, mag-6th man of the year pa rin.
Will he be the same?
Will he be the same? Yun ang feeling ko kasi hindi. That's what I think. Feeling ko if he goes to another system, another team, parang hindi siya maging 6th man of the year. So parang product siya ng system ng Utah. And yung need nga ng Utah na he does what he's doing now.
He's perfect for them.
I think as a scorer, way above average na si Jordan Clarkson. I think over the years, talagang nag-improve siya as a scorer. No one would expect him to do what he did this year.
Agree.
As a scorer, pero if you want him to facilitate, maybe that's the next level Jordan Clarkson na pwede nating makita in the future. Pero unlike siguro si Randle, I don't think Clarkson has hit the ceiling pa talaga. Kasi parang, like we said, pwede pang opportunity for him to learn how to facilitate more, be more controlled, diba? So, which is easier sa case ni Jordan Clarkson at this point kasi hindi naman siya yung star player. So, easier to adapt for him.
Yeah.
Diba? So, with that, how do you think this Utah-Memphis would go? Fluke ba yung one win ng Memphis?
Hindi fluke yun. They can take on Utah, pero I don't think they will beat Utah eventually. But they will extend this 6 or 7 games definitely.
7 games.
Oh, 7 games?
Kaya. Memphis is very big.
Yeah.
Saka,
pag walang Mitchell.
Pero naglaro na si Mitchell
Well, naglaro na si Mitchell. Pero even if he's healthy, Memphis has a chance kasi very gritty nga sila. They don't give up. Kahit na down sila 15-20, they still continue to fight kasi mga bata diba? They feel like nothing to lose
Yeah.
They won't discourage kasi wala rin silang past history of failures na parang nakaka-down every year na lang talo. Parang it's brand new to them. Kaya, and they're very deep also. And they're coach.
And
so,
yung Jamorant talaga.
Utah is known for Sa fantasy hindi siya malupit.
Maraming galit.
Shout out natin si Jeff Arrieta.
Lahat ng awards natin, Jamorant ang sagot Kahit disappointing, bust. Lahat.
Jeff Arrieta, shout out sa'yo. Memphis. Jamorant. You were saying AJ about Utah.
Yeah, AJ.
Yeah, I think Utah, they're known to choke actually. Last year pa lang sa bubble, they were up 3-1. Tapos, parang may kulang for me there's something missing with Utah. Obviously si Mitchell is a really good player, and he's their closer. Pero I just don't think they can close Memphis out. Alam mo yung when we talk about the Sixers or Brooklyn or the Lakers, they're gonna win. Like 90% of the time. When we talk about Utah, parang 50-50 pa tayo eh. Kahit ito, Memphis lang hindi na Memphis lang. Pero as an 8 seed who got through the play-in pa, hirap na sila. Tatalo nga sila game 1, di ba? And I'm pretty sure they won't shoot less than 10 threes like what they did in game 1. Pero alam mo na may feeling tayo na Utah just can't get over the hump against a gritty Memphis side. So what else pag kalaban nila yung real contenders like the Lakers, the Denver Nuggets or something, diba?
Yeah. Yes.
Sino ba next nila?
But yeah, I think Memphis is really good.
Clippers or Dallas diba?
Clippers or Dallas. And
Clippers. Diba?
I guess ang tanong dyan is,
diba?
Agree ba kayo kay Shaq about Donovan Mitchell? Kasi yun lang yun eh. It's basically boils down to that. If you think na may something factor si Donovan Mitchell, parang kay Randle, is he the guy that will lead them, di ba, to victories in playoff series, playoff matches?
But he shows up in big games, especially last year.
Yeah.
Sa bubble, he showed up. Ngayon, wala pa kasi kakagaling sa injury. Pero last year, nakita natin, di ba? Like, he was really balling. 50 points with Jamal. Nagkataon lang, mas okay yung nilaro ni Jokic kaysa kay Gobert eh. Kaya feeling ko dun sila nalo. But yeah, I think Mitchell has what it takes. It's just will he do it? That's the question. Yeah. Especially against Ja Morant. Yun nga, sabi ni Com na they got nothing to lose, di ba? Tsaka, itong Memphis, very deep team until the 12th man. They got Justice Winslow. They Anthony Melton, those guys, mga fantasy, natin. Sila Desmond Bain. They're really good players. Diba?
Yep. So, but in the end, you still have Utah.
Yeah. Ako Utah.
I want to go with Memphis nga eh.
May ka sa underdog.
AJ, underdog.
I think it can happen eh.
Hindi
naman. Kasi yung prediction ko talaga since yung gumawa bracket, I think Memphis is really gonna win in 7 games. Pero,
not out of the...
Pag mali, edi mali. Pag tama, edi,
not out of the question. Pero for me, it's a matchup thing. I agree with Memphis possibly beating Utah. Pero ako, I have a more faith in Utah naman. If they can beat Memphis after that, parang feeling ko they can go far in the playoffs. Medyo underestimated sila in a way. Kasi nga, people don't respect Donovan as much.
Sila yung
Oh, yeah.
Sila yung reverse Lakers eh. Parang no one feels na... Kung sa Lakers, everyone feels that they're not really the 7th seed. Diba? Utah naman, everyone feels they're not really the top seed.
Yeah.
This, parang sila ni Phoenix ang medyo dinadoubt ng mga tao.
Yung Utah, I think, matchup after they beat Memphis, if they beat Memphis, parang Clippers and Dallas, feeling ko better matchup for them. I really believe that. I believe they have a better matchup for Clippers or Dallas compared to Memphis. Kasi Utah, they dominated those 2 teams in the regular season. So I think they can go to the Western Conference Finals. Siyempre, pag Lakers nakalaban, di ba usapan? Pero at least Western Conference Finals, hindi na masama yun.
So one last thing on Utah. They're a really good team. Okay, nag-guilty tuloy ako sa sinabi ko kanina. Yeah, pero they're a really good team. Ang dami nilang specialist players. Like, they all have they're like the perfect ecosystem of a basketball team. They have a star player, Donovan, a closer. They got one of the best centers, si Rudy Gobert. Tapos they have 2 amazing facilitators, Ingles and Conley. They have a scorer off the bench. They have a 3K bogey. Diba? Kompleto eh. Diba? Yeah. So nakakatakot talaga sila kalabanin. Pero, ayun nga. There's just a feeling na, Utah, they just, yeah.
They are like, they probably would be, ito na yung comparison ko with Utah. Same with comparison ko with the Bucks last year and the previous years. They are like the DeRozan time of Toronto. They could be a very good regular season team, pero they haven't proven anything yet sa playoffs. So kailangan nila i-prove that they can win in the playoffs, and titingnan natin yan on how they perform in this year's playoffs. Actually, if baka Western Conference Finals sila, I think that's a big success na for them.
Agree.
Kaya ako lang sabi hanggang Western Conference Finals kasi baka meet pa nila yung Lakers. So, most likely, hindi na sila abot ng finals pag ganun, di ba? So
I mean, it's not a shame.
Yeah, it's not. It's not
a shame losing to the defending champions. So.
Yeah, it's not. It's a big accomplishment already. And we mentioned about the Clippers and the Mavs. So the Clippers won today. Buti na lang. Buisit na ako sa Clippers eh. Last year, pinatalo ako sa playoff bracket dahil dyan sa Clippers na yun. This year, mukhang ganun ulit mangyayari. Pero Dallas and the Clippers, if you are the Clippers, should you be concerned? Yan ang pinaka-question, di ba?
Hindi, ang question ngayon is the win kanina, is that the start of something for the Clippers or parang wala lang? Parang just delaying the inevitable. Manatalo. Ano tingin mo?
Hindi ko na talaga masabi about the Clippers. Sige, ikaw AJ, go. You go.
Actually, I had the Clippers going forward talaga before the series started. Pero after watching the first 2 games, nakita ko pala, what the hell is going on? Like, they can't stop Luka. They can't stop Tim Hardaway Jr. And they're supposed to be a team to beat the Lakers, diba? Tapos, at the same time, Paul George was pandemic peak. Kawhi was decent naman. Pero the Clippers itself, they just can't stop Luka and the Mavs. Pero what we saw in Game 3, it was totally different. Pero it's really hard to repeat what they did in Game 3 because Game 3, Paul George and Kawhi shot lights out. I think in the fourth quarter, they missed 5 shots together as a pair. And then Luka struggled na nga during that game. He missed like 7 free throws in crucial one spot.
Hindi yung struggle.
Had his
parang normal Luka yun.
Diba? Yun na nga eh. Diba? Pero when we look at it, that's Kristaps Porzingis pa. He had his worst game of his career. And I don't think that's gonna happen again. Diba? I mean, we all know how good Kristaps is. So it's gonna be really hard to do it again if you're the Clippers. But they have a chance because when Rondo actually came in the game and said he wanted Luka, that's when he changed the game for me. Kasi, Luka had his 44. Pero mahirap siya. And the thing is, his teammates couldn't get going because Luka couldn't find him because he was having a hard time dealing with Rondo. So yeah, I think that Rondo acquisition was really nice.
That's a good observation, yung Rondo. Yung dinefend ni Rondo si Luka, that changed the complexion of the game talaga. Plus, I don't know ano yung injury ni Luka sa shoulder niya, but obviously he was laboring that shoulder. So that's something that's something to watch out for. Kasi kung maging issue yan, talagang injury talaga, hindi whatever lang. The Clippers are gonna be good this series. Kasi kanina, character win naman talaga yun for the Clippers. They were down by 19 the first quarter.
Yeah.
So they could have just, said, okay, wala na talaga itong season na to kasi we were dying basically for them. But they did not give up. So I think it's something then na this series is not over. And it's only because of Rondo. It's really only because of Rondo. I think malaking factor nga talaga si Rondo. Yung mindset lang yung leadership, diba? And everything.
Hindi sa malaking factor talaga si Rondo. It's just that nakakainis lang talaga yung other players ng Clippers.
Yeah, dude. True. They're really annoying. Like, especially in game 1 and 2. My God. Just play the game. Lalo si Morris, like,
sabi ko sa'yo,
kaya technical siya.
2 players pinakamayabang
doon. For hitting a 3, he got a technical.
Pat Beverly, Marcus Morris, sobrang yabang talaga. Yun yung nakakainis.
Nauna kasi ang yabang They, I mean, I don't know, but yung yabang nila parang nauuna kaysa sa performance. I mean, I don't know. Kanina parang good game si Morris. Kung ano na pinagsasabi, ano na yung antics niya, which is not necessary really. Parang gusto nila ma-feel na parang, hey, we're
you're still down 2-1.
Hindi, gusto niya ma-feel na enforcer ako eh. This is my role. I'm the enforcer, I'm the tough guy, I'm the bulldog, I'm the whatever of the team. Pero, minsan too much, too OA.
Too much.
Yeah. Kaya, people are really hating on them. Di ba?
Yeah.
Si Paul George din. Paul George, he talks a lot. And most of the time, recently, he hasn't really backed it up before this game, di ba?
Well, in the playoffs, for the past 2 years, wala talaga siyang na-back up. I mean, regular season, maybe he was good. Pero sa playoffs so far, wala pa siyang pinapakita for the past.
Well, kanina, he was good.
Yeah, well, yun yung kanina. Pero unlike Kawhi, at
Can he do it again, though?
mas consistent si Kawhi eh.
So, anong forecast nyo? This is a very interesting one.
This is hard. This is hard.
Wala. I have to ride with the Clippers eh. I have them winning the series eh. So I'll just ride with the Clippers. Pero I wouldn't be surprised if they lose. I mean, and I don't think I'll be sad if they lose as well. Sa sobrang kayabangan nila.
I agree.
Even if sila yung pick ko sa bracket ko, parang pucha, bahala na kayo, matalo kayo. You deserve it.
Oo. Tama.
Diba? Pero I would definitely love to see the Lakers beat the Clippers. I mean, more than anything else.
I think so too. I agree with Jeremy. I think I would ride with the Clippers pa rin, but I wouldn't be shocked if Dallas pulls it off. So as long as Luka is healthy, I think Dallas can.
Kasi yung first 2 games naman were kind of close eh. Except I think the second. Yung second lang yata yung medyo lumayo.
Close.
But you have to remember yung 3-point shooting ng Dallas. Sobrang
init. I mean,
sobrang init.
Pinakita kanina the stat yung field goal yung true field goal percentage yata yun. 62 and 69% those two teams. So they are both shooting really well overall. So,
let's see.
Kristaps lang naman di maganda sila nilalaro.
Yeah. Pero kasi si Clippers, if they rely too much on the threes, doon sila napapatay.
Yeah.
Diba? So, pero ikaw,
I
AJ.
think one thing for the Clippers.
Yeah. Sige, go.
Wait lang. I think one thing for the Clippers, they really miss Lou Will's scoring punch off the bench. Nakuha nga nila si Rondo, pero they really lack that. Especially pag wala na si Paul George or si Kawhi sa court. Wala na eh. Like, sinong gagawa?
Hindi nila nilalaro si Kennard.
It's either gonna be Reggie Jackson. Diba? Yun na nga eh. And he's being paid about $60 million for 3 years, diba? So, that's a bad deal. Pero, yeah, I think the Clippers still gonna win this. I had them coming in, pero it's really surprised. It's really nice to see Dallas stealing 2 away games against a top team like the Clippers. And I won't be surprised, and like you guys said, I won't be surprised if Dallas gets in. But it's going to be tough. I think the series is going to go 7 games. 7 games though.
Yeah. Well, I think for the Clippers to win, I think 7 games talaga.
In fairness to Ty Lue, he's better in adjusting than Doc Rivers. Yung ginawa niya adjustment kanina, Terrence Mann got a lot of minutes. Pat Bev basically didn't play. Tapos they went small. Si Zubac lang. Although I don't know if that's only because Ibaka got injured anyways.
Hindi, pero Ty Lue is known for adjustments. I mean, even during the Cleveland days.
Good adjustments for him.
Yeah. So yun. Let's move on to the next Lakers and Suns. Unahin ba natin Lakers and Suns?
Yo, right to know. Pwede.
Unahin natin yung mga medyo madali. Milwaukee and Miami muna.
Ano yan?
Tapos na?
Tapos na yan. 3-0 na yan.
Sorry, Naveen.
Ay, Naveen.
Naveen frustrated na with the Heat eh.
Weather lang. Last year, they were the darlings eh, di ba?
Wala eh. If I watch Miami, parang wala nang drive eh. Wala nang motivation to win.
Pagod na sila. Parang pagod na eh when you look at it. Tapos, sobrang
parang
eager ng
Butler's
Bucks manalo.
Parang yung Butler is not
healthy. He's not healthy.
He's not healthy? Or hindi lang talaga siya I don't know if hindi ko alam kung healthy siya or hindi, pero he's not as good as before. Parang medyo passive eh.
Pero na-COVID siya. He got COVID.
Tagal na nun eh. Regular season pa yun eh.
Sabagay. Tatum nga, nag-50 points na kahit may COVID eh.
Yeah.
Not an excuse. Sorry, Jimmy.
For Butler, hindi na yung excuse. Pero you guys think sweep na to? Tapos na?
Yeah.
Well, tapos na to. I think the series is over.
Yeah,
pero I don't think... I think Miami can still win a game. Siguro the next game they'll win. Tomorrow.
Yeah. I think Miami can steal a win. Pero yun nga, Tyler Hero nga, as you can see, di ba? I mean, totally regression. So, they have a lot of decisions to make. For me, Tyler Hero should be out of there already. Kung meron pang value si Tyler Hero after this season, they should use that already. Cash in on whatever values left with him. Kasi Bam Adebayo,
they could have had Harden.
It's been terrible. Bam has been terrible also.
Hindi, pero in fairness, the Milwaukee Bucks are better. Way better than the past years. Ibang-iba na rin yung the way they play. Even the offense, yung sinasabi ko sa mga group chats that I'm in, the offense ng Milwaukee is not as predictable as before. Yung before kasi, Giannis, ito bola, and then just do your forceful drive. Diba? Ngayon, hindi. I see Giannis sa post. Last game, they posted Brook. They moved the ball around. I mean, ibang-iba. Even Giannis moves well without the ball. So, and then he takes some threes from time to time. So, medyo varied yung offense ng big blow lang rin. They lost Dante DiVincenzo. So, hopefully, hindi maka-affect yun kasi in some brackets, I have the Bucks winning it all.
I want to.
I think whenever...
Yeah, you were saying, AJ.
I think whenever you upgrade Eric Bledsoe to Drew Holiday, something good's gonna happen. Because you all know what Drew Holiday can do, and especially the first 3 games, he was one underrated. I mean, we all know he's great at defense and everything, but he's one great playmaker. He's a great facilitator. That's
double-digit assist for 3 games now.
Giannis, exactly. And Giannis, diba, as he said kanina, iba na yung game plan kay Giannis eh. Hindi na siya yung simple drive lang. And Giannis can get some rest whenever he can. I mean, sa court, diba? Kasi may maasa na siya kay Drew to facilitate, to score, distribute the ball. And then there's the constant Chris Middleton, who's gonna give you at least 18 a game to 29 or something. And the game winner last time. And then, syempre, Bobby Portis, I think, was a great addition to them, especially off the bench. I think he can be a starter sa ibang teams. So, Bobby Portis is a great add as well. Tsaka si PJ Tucker, PJ Tucker, kasi normally you would put Giannis on the best player sa kabilang team, but you can put PJ Tucker on them this time. Saves a lot of time for Giannis to rest. Alam mo, tsaka mas maganda yung team nila this year. And I'm not surprised they're beating Miami. Pero I just thought Miami would put up more of a fight. Alam mo yun. Kasi, they got Jimmy Butler, Bam, the young guys.
Yeah. Something to add, Eric? Wala na.
Okay na.
Over. The series is over. And I think the Philadelphia series, I don't think it would be a close one as well. And I think same with the Brooklyn series. So I will just talk about them in passing na parang I think the win today ng Boston was a good win. I think they could really win a game, pero I don't think they will win the series. Sayang si Jaylen, actually, yung sinasabi ko, sayang si Jaylen Brown. With Jaylen Brown, I think may konting chance pa.
Yeah, the chance.
Yep, they had a chance with Jaylen.
They would have had a chance, with Jaylen Brown. But the series is over also.
Ang medyo frustrating for me, actually, in my bracket, is the Portland-Denver series. Kasi I have Portland winning. Hindi ko maintindihan. Pero sobrang galing talaga ni Jokic. Doon talaga, sobrang galing talaga. Pero, talent-wise, I just felt na Portland, they have so much talent na parang parang dapat they should be winning this series. They should be leading the series pero hindi eh.
But people were saying that because Jamal got injured, di ba? Pero when Jamal got injured, Denver didn't fall off naman eh. They went 13-5 without Jamal Murray. So it's not as if Jamal got injured right before the playoffs. So meron silang mga 18 games to kumbaga parang adjust without Jamal. And Facundo Campazos done well. Ako lang, the only reason why I chose Denver. Pero I would agree with Portland that they have a parang stronger team. Pero it's because Will Barton is out. For me, kung bumalik si Will Barton, bumalik si PJ Dozier, Denver for sure yan. Denver for sure. So, yun lang. Yun yung
to add to that, Portland has one of the worst defenses in the NBA. And they're up against the MVP, Jokic. So, it's really gonna be tough. Pero, I'm gonna give credit to the Denver Nuggets. They really adjusted well. And I thought I had Portland winning this in 6. Pero Denver's putting up a fight. Especially Michael Porter. We're seeing him become a star right now, diba? He's so good, dude. Like, ang galing ni Michael Porter. And si Facundo Campazzo, he's averaging more rebounds than Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah,
he's had more rebounds for the past 3 games, diba? Tapos, ayun. I just think Portland really has to clamp down on defense because they have all the talent in the world, diba? Especially Nurkic. Nurkic has been playing really well. The thing is, they can't stop Denver in general.
They can't stop Jokic. Jokic talaga sobrang lupit.
Yeah. They can't stop anybody. Portland the whole season parang walang defense talaga eh.
Actually, now that you brought that up, ngayon ko lang na-realize na walang masyadong defense talaga tong Portland na to. Pero for me, if they lose this first round again, I think fire na dapat nila yung coach nila. I think it's not gonna work well with Terry Stotts.
Yeah.
I mean, you have Dame McCollum. Solid combination na yun
Nurkic.
And then you have Nurkic sa center.
Maybe it's time to rethink that Dame McCollum thing. I guess Dame is good. I love Dame. Pero defensively talaga dalawa silang parang liability. Yeah, and may Carmelo ka pa, which is not also known for defense. Enes Kanter is known for defense. So si Nurkic, okay naman with steals and blocks, pero defensively hindi rin naman siya yung the most agile or the best defender out there. So the team is good kung naglalaro ka ng 2K. Pero in real life, parang hindi. Parang hindi bagay. Hindi sila, tugma, kumbaga, for a championship.
Baka they need more defense-oriented guards there. Pero I'd still fire Terry Stotts. Kasi I just feel like it's sobrang tagal na yan.
Papalit mo.
Tagal na yan doon. Feeling ko they just need a new voice. Whoever, they just need a new voice there.
Tapos wala pa rin nangyari. And they keep on, di ba?
Yeah. So, yun.
Mark Jackson. I'd like to see Mark Jackson there.
Pwede. Actually, pwede. Pero, hindi rin kasi maganda yung history ni Mark Jackson in his lone season with, 1 season or 2 seasons with Golden State
Ako, if Terry Stotts gets fired,
nadala niya sa...
Terry Stotts will definitely get a job right away.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Ano yan? Oh, for sure.
For sure yan. Pero yun nga, I just feel like Portland should win this. Otherwise, wala na. I mean, they should fire. Pero magaling talaga Mike Malone. I think, hats off talaga Mike Malone. I think, what he did last year...
Michael.
Ayaw ba niya, Mike Malone?
Ayaw daw ng Mike.
Ayaw niya Mike daw.
Michael Malone, magaling talaga. I mean, what he did last year and then so far what he's showing with the the type of team that he has. Pero it helps of course na may Jokic siya. Alright, then let's move to the Lakers and Suns. Kaya namin hinirito kasi syempre closer to our heart di Com.
Tama. Ano na?
Ano ba? Malas ba talaga si CP3? Yun yung una kong tanong eh. May curse ba talaga the CP3 playoff curse?
Meron talaga.
Meron yan.
Meron. Hindi injury, parang yung mga last minute shots or yung mga referees na talagang bias against him. Sino yung referee? Scott Foster ba? Or whatever? Yung referee na he has lost 11 straight games.
Hindi ko alam. Pero Scott Foster is a name that's been thrown around with a lot of players rin.
And ngayon, lumalabas yung video nung game 6 or 7 ng Houston versus Golden State na si Foster ang nag-officiate. Pinakita doon yung mga plays or mga fouls na hindi tinatawag against Houston. That was a very rigged game. Pero, I mean, that's part of the curse siguro of Chris Paul. I mean, every playoff may injury siya eh. Di ba? So,
halos. Except last year. Last year, wala. Pero wala talaga silang pag-asa.
Yun lang. Yun lang.
Di ba? Pero
injury pa niya, fluke injury. Di ba? Parang, anong gagawin niya?
Kaya nga eh. So given that,
do you think,
AJ, do you think, is this a clear Lakers series or ano?
I want to see a better
si
series,
Phoenix.
Pero hirap kasi tumaya against LeBron. I mean, I've done it and I've tried. Diba? So, it's really hard to bet against the Lakers. Pero, for what it's worth, I think Phoenix should just, go all out. Kasi they've got nothing to lose na rin eh. Diba? Kasi they're young. Tapos, first time nila sa playoffs eh. So, that's an excuse for them. And DeAndre Ayton's been playing really well. I think they can get like 2 more games. 2 more games. Kaya siguro nila game 7 to. Feeling ko, puso lang nila. Puso lang. Tsaka, the Lakers are they're not full potential yet. So, feeling ko kaya pa nila makanakaw ng games. And you never know in a game 7, di ba? Speaking of CP3 though, napakamalas niya. So, sad to say. Because, sa Houston pa lang, when it mattered most, he got injured. Now, he's the 2nd seed against his best friend LeBron. Wala, injured pa rin. So, ano magagawa niya, di ba? And his window isn't actually opening, it's actually closing. So, I don't know with him. Mahirap na eh. Pero may nakita ang question dito, Tom at saka Sir Jeremy. Yung legacy niya, what's gonna happen? I think he's still gonna be a Hall of Famer of the best players ever. I mean, one of the best point guards to ever played the game. Just sad na he didn't reach the finals. I think he had a great shot of reaching the finals when he was in the Clippers. Pero wala, malas lang talaga eh. Tsaka nung sa Houston against the Warriors.
Wala, Clippers talaga eh.
Yun lang.
Pero yung Rockets actually, surprisingly for me, yun yung best chance niya eh. When he was with Houston and competing against Steph and KD na they almost beat them. Pero yung legacy nga niya for me, of course, he's gonna be one of the best point guards ever. Ang sayang lang if he only got to maybe just 1 finals, for me, he's better than Stockton. And because wala siyang finals, maybe he won't be regarded as better than Stockton.
Hindi naman. I think pwede, may laban.
Still, ano siya eh. He will be penalized for that.
Hindi. Pero you think about Stockton, you can't get Stockton without Malone eh. So, I think the reason Utah got to the finals is because may Stockton and Malone.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I think lang in general, expert culture ng mga ESPN, mga ganyan, pag rank yan in the end. Kung hindi nag-final si CP3, he won't be ranked higher than Stockton.
True, kasi they
and
give
he certainly
value.
Won't be ranked higher than Isaiah Thomas. Diba? Kasi may 2 championship yun eh. Pero kung ako, I think Chris Paul is better than Isaiah eh. For me, parang, diba? Kulang lang sa championship.
Play-wise, talent-wise siguro, skill-wise. I think doon. He's better than a lot of point guards. Even, I could say even si Stockton, diba? So, pero yun nga.
The luck wasn't there.
Kaya lahat ng kailangan mo kay Chris Paul as a point guard. Andun he's a great scorer, he's a great facilitator, defense, underrated. Tapos yung angas sa court, he's a dirty player. He's a really dirty player. Okay, hindi lang napapansin, pero he's one of them 30 players. Pero hindi naman, ewan ko, nananakita, pero I don't want to talk about that. But yeah, Chris Paul, he's a complete package. It's just really sad that it had to be this way. And the way he rejuvenated his career, I thought he was done. Pero I learned that he changed his diet when he came to overseas.
Vegan diet.
Vegan diet.
Yeah, di ba?
Yeah.
So, mas naging healthy siya as a player. And the way he changes a culture of a franchise. I think that's very underrated then. Like, he was with the Orleans, he was with the Clippers, and then the OKC Thunder, and then the Suns. Wherever he went, lagi silang nananalo, di ba? So, yeah, I just think sayang lang, di ba?
And that's why if hindi siya healthy, I don't think this series will go 7. I just think it might end in 5 or 6. Yeah, kung ganun yung nilalaro niya, ganun ang hindi siya makashoot eh. He can't shoot a 3-pointer right now eh. Yung shoulder niya, I don't think it's strong enough. So if that's gonna be the case, I don't think the Suns have a chance of winning a game this series.
And Devin Booker's been playing really bad.
And Booker's
playing
bad.
Booker.
Kasi if you really watch the game, the Lakers defense is really elite.
Yeah, they're really good.
I don't think yun nga, even I was saying na parang I can't believe that the Lakers defense is number 1. They're number 1 in defensive rating. Considering that for the most part, they played without LeBron and without AD. So parang who were they playing? Like sina Kuzma, ano yan, parang Schroeder, who's not, di ba, hindi naman known for their defense eh. But they still managed to be top in defensive rating. So that says a lot about their defense. And if you watch the games, talagang ibang klase yung defense nila. Everyone moves their feet. It's not one-on-one defense. Everyone helps each other, ganyan. So I'm not surprised na si Booker is struggling against the Lakers defense.
And without Chris Paul.
I think we gotta give credit.
Diba?
Yeah.
Without Chris Paul.
I think we gotta give credit to Frank Vogel.
Yeah.
Sa Lakers, the head coach. Because the way he really handled the injuries of the Lakers, parang di sila nawala. I mean, they did slide some games, pero most of the time, they weren't really down big. Tapos kita natin game eh. Bumalik lang si LeBron, and he's not really 100% yet. So, bumalik lang siya, alam mo na ng favorites yung Lakers. And the way they play defense, wala pa nga si LeBron and AD like Sir Jeremy said. Okay pa rin eh. Diba? So I think Frank Vogel, the way the Lakers, the players, everyone bought into the philosophy of his defense really changed. Kasi si Frank Vogel yung coach ng Pacers, diba, before? Roy Hibbert. He made Roy Hibbert an all-star. I think he's that underrated. So yeah, I think, and that team nearly put Miami away, diba? So I think Frank Vogel is a very good coach as well, especially the Lakers. I'm not the biggest Laker fan. Yeah, no, I'm just saying I'm not the biggest Laker fan. So coming from me, I'm saying a lot of respect talaga sa nila. Kasi they're defending champions for a reason, diba? Yeah.
Adjustments then. I think Frank Vogel makes good adjustments. From game to game. I think very crucial yun sa playoffs eh. I mean, we've seen it before with Doc Rivers with the Clippers na parang they did not adjust daw.
Auburn.
Yeah, so I think maganda yung kay Frank Vogels that he adjusts and adapts, diba? Like he doesn't play Montrezl Harrell anymore as much. Tapos he played Gasol. He plays Drummond early on to get his, whatever stats he needs. Tapos, inuupo na niya towards the end, di ba? So, I mean, these adjustments, malaking bagay din for the Lakers. So, do you guys think, are the Lakers right now still the favorite to win it all?
I will say they are the favorites. Brooklyn is there, but defense, as you said, and the Lakers have it. The Nets they're still figuring it out. So, dun ako sa team na
the Nets are actually one of the worst defensive teams sa league.
Yeah,
they are.
so yun lang. Kaya Lakers for me. Depending on the health of AD and LeBron, of course.
Yeah. Lahat naman ganoon eh.
Hindi, kasi si AD parang hyperextended din although he looked good after doing that, pero hindi natin alam, di ba, how vulnerable his body is right now. Kasi hurt pa rin yan eh. Pilay yan eh.
Yep.
Di ba? He's just forcing himself to play first round pa lang. So, there's still a long way to go.
Yeah.
So, there.
Ikaw, AJ. I know
Atlanta,
most likely
I'm just kidding.
sabihin ko pa nga lang I'm sure you don't have the Lakers winning it all, pero objectively, what do you think?
Nasabi ko na sa'yo kanina. I think Brooklyn.
Okay, Brooklyn,
win, pero, the Lakers, I think, is gonna win the West. I think they're gonna win the West. If ever tatalo lang sa kanila, I think kasi yung West sobrang walang clear-cut favorites.
Yeah.
So dahil walang clear-cut favorites, kanino may kay LeBron ka na lang, di ba?
Tama.
Kasi he's tried and tested, he's the defending champ. And they're just getting better. Diba? While everyone else, and when we talk about injuries, everyone is banged up. So while everyone is not healthy, I think the Lakers still has the best team in the West. Pero mahirapan sila sa finals. Like really, whether it's gonna be Philly, Milwaukee, or the Nets, they're gonna have a hard time. I just think Brooklyn has enough firepower. I think Harden's the game changer for the Nets. Tapos Kevin Durant, and then they have experience din kasi. DeAndre Jordan, even though they're not gonna play him that much. Blake Griffin, Bruce Brown, they have a really solid team that I think can beat the Lakers, to be honest. Pero that's a series I'd like to see, the Lakers versus the Nets. I think I got the Nets though in winning in 7. I just got a feeling Harden and Durant is gonna be really, really good for the Nets. Yun lang.
Ikaw, Lakers,
and tama nga, the West right now.
Walang clear cut.
Parang East dati. Yung may Toronto na number 1 seed, yung may Atlanta na number 1 seed, pero di ka naman takot kasi LeBron can easily beat those teams eh. Yung East ngayon, yun yung West dati. Yun yung may mga powerhouse na teams talaga na may Giannis, na may Embiid, na may triple stars
yung clear top teams talaga.
Kaya tama si AJ in that situation, LeBron's gonna come out there, di ba? Medyo kung ano yung malas ni CP3, feeling ko kay LeBron baliktad. Parang things are just
falling into place lagi.
Wala eh.
Di ba? Kasi if you Sige, go, AJ.
Sige, go lang. Ang pinapag-asa na ng mga haters ni LeBron is hindi siya makakapasok sa playoffs eh. That's the only way he's not gonna make it to the finals.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. And yun nga, yung sa West, there are probably just 2 teams na, maraming, pag tinignan ko yung mga playoff brackets, 2 teams ang lumalabas na majority are picking. Either the Lakers or the Clippers, which we've already seen the Clippers na parang tagilid pa rin until now. So, mukhang the Lakers na. Pero sa East naman, mas maganda yung labanan eh. Kasi I think it would boil down to the top 3 teams. I think.
Tapos yung Atlanta Sixers, yung Atlanta number 4.
Well, yung Atlanta, yes. Pero
maganda na yung laro niya.
I don't like to really burst your bubble, AJ. Pero
they're not gonna beat the Nets.
There's no way. I always say this when I choose a bracket. There's no way a team that just made the playoffs will win it all. In history of the NBA, walang ganyan eh.
Ganun din ako mag-analyze
may progression
ng bracket.
May progression yan.
May parang tawag dito, yung based on statistics and based on probability. Di ba? Yung probability na a team would make the finals kaagad, medyo in fact kahit na si Brooklyn I'm not even sure. I really have the Bucks and the Lakers in the finals. Yun talaga yung pinaka-pick ko. Yung without overthinking it.
Pero in fairness to Brooklyn nga, yung mga teams na nagsucceed right on their first year, like Boston before with Garnett and Paul Pierce, yun yung mga superstar teams, which is what Brooklyn is.
Yeah. I'm not saying na hindi naman
Warriors.
Or Warriors, yeah.
I'm just saying, given that their defense is not there, I mean, I just feel like medyo may weight yung defense when it comes to playoffs. Especially in a 7-game series. The better defensive team might come up the winner there. Kahit na, the Milwaukee Bucks are not pushover sa offense. I mean, they're not, yun lang yung sa akin. So, next round would be crucial for me sa mga brackets ko. Kasi Brooklyn versus Milwaukee. So, whoever wins there, pag natanggal si Milwaukee, wala na. Tanggal na rin ako. So we'll see.
Sixers pala number 1, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Sixers number 1, first seed.
Actually,
Sixers, we haven't really talked about the Sixers, pero what do you guys think about the Sixers? Well, they probably would win against Washington, and they'll probably win against
probably beat Atlanta.
They'll probably be in the East Finals. If they're not in the East Finals, Doc Rivers should,
be fired again.
Should rethink his coaching career kasi it's wide open for them. It's wide open for them to get at least until the East Finals.
Yep.
But I am not picking them also. Maybe Milwaukee pa ako over them. Like Jeremy. Although Dante DiVincenzo's injury is a big...
Yun, actually malaking blow talaga yun. Kaya medyo na-bad trip ako nung nalaman.
So baka mag-isip ako pag yun ang matchup. Tingnan natin.
Pero ang ganda ng matchup sa second round. Nets and the Bucks.
Yun ang maganda.
That's like matchup. The finals right there. That's a great match.
That's worthy of Eastern Conference Finals, diba? So we'll see what happens. And then the next one, whoever Philadelphia beats or meets in the Eastern Conference Finals, assuming Philadelphia, baka sabihin ni AJ, ina-assume natin kagad Philadelphia.
The joke lang.
But assuming that Philadelphia makes it, yung next Eastern Conference Finals would be a good matchup as well. Brooklyn, Philly. Kasi Philly naman may chance against Brooklyn and I'm not saying na walang chance.
Meron.
Maganda yung chance nila with Embiid and they have offensive players, they have defensive players. So pero very young kasi bench ng Philly.
Seth Curry.
Wala sila nung parang mga PJ Tucker type of players eh.
Tama. Medyo may kulang pa sa bench. Pero I think medyo top-heavy rin naman sila. So may matchup. May maganda yung
actually,
matchup.
Embiid yung pinaka-crucial dun.
Mm-hmm.
How Embiid can dominate. Kasi wala talaga makabantay sa kanya. So we'll see what happens. So yun! That's our playoff episodes. I'm not sure how long was that, but hopefully medyo you enjoyed that episode. We'll siguro talk more about these games in the succeeding episodes. So pakonti-konti lang, see what happens, get some updates. Pero thank you AJ for dropping by, for coming, for joining us. We appreciate your inputs and good luck sa Atlanta.
Kahit medyo biased.
Hindi naman.
Kakayanin nila yan.
Good luck sa Atlanta.
Hanggang mix lang siguro.
Tuwala, hanggang finals, di ba? Dapat ano mo na.
Hindi naman finals. Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Kasi Brooklyn, Brooklyn yung bet ko eh.
So yun guys, thanks for joining us in our weekly episode. We'll come up with some weekday episode para naman medyo nami-miss na nga rin namin ni Come. Kaya magpapakita, we'll try to magpakita during the weekdays naman. For some
daily kayo sir ng playoffs.
Yun nga sinasabi ko kay Eric daily ng playoffs kahit mga 15-20 minutes lang kung ano nangyari. Pero we'll see.
Marami pa nagdi-DFS chance. So, really helpful yung mga insights.
Tingnan natin yung mga DFS kung ano mapag-usapan natin dyan. So, nagdi-DFS ka ba?
Minsan. Pag maganda yung slate. May natatakot ako minsan mag-fantasy pag Lakers, mga ganun. Mga unpredictable kasi yung mga lineups nila. Kahit yung Clippers Di mo alam sino yung puputok or something.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah. Pero mas easier mag-DFS sa playoffs Mas madali. Kasi lesser teams,
konti.
lesser players, tapos the usual players. So, mas mahirap lang mag-set ng, tsaka hindi mo kailangan humugot ng sobrang layo usually pag playoffs. Kasi the rotations are, tighter. Yeah, and clearer. So, yun. Sige, we'll see what happens there kung anong mga episodes will come up with in the next few days. Alright? We'll see you again next week. Yun yung for sure. Next week. We'll see you again next week. Hope you enjoyed this. And please follow us sa Spotify. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And follow us on Facebook as well. Fantasy Benchwarmers. And we'll see you again next week. Bye, guys.